Greetings, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in and welcome to another edition of Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay. I am your host, Yah-Tay Keaton, and we are back with another episode. It is episode number 87. We're continuing with our Think Like a Barber series, Foundation Focus Execution, and today's subject is client communication. Say it uh, clearly. No, say what needs to be said. Speak with confidence. That's really the whole title of it. Client communication. Say what needs to be said. Speak with confidence. Let me put up the title for it. And because y'all know, I have been forgetting to click the ticker for the title to go across the bottom of it. Oftentimes people, come on and look at different podcast episodes, and if they don't see the title, sometimes they don't know what it's all about. But nonetheless, we got the title up. It's episode 87, Client Communication, Say What Needs to Be Said. All right? Client communication, say what needs to be said. And as I mentioned, this is part of our Think Like a Barber series. There are about 11 videos in there. It was 10, but LaDosha asked for clippers and guards for that to be explained. So I added that into this Think Like a Barber series. But it's where skills meet structure and structure builds professional. So tonight is episode number 87. However, it's number 9 of the 11 videos total. So we have 2 more that goes along with this series. So to get started, I'm going to do 3 points. Y'all know me. I try to keep it short and simple, but 3 important points as it relates to this conversation. I do have some visuals for us to help with this, but let's get into the intro. A lot of barbers' problems start with conversations people were afraid to have, or people are afraid to have. Some barbers are technically talented, but struggle with communication. This is so true. I've seen it. I've heard it. I've witnessed, in viewing it. A lot of barbers, stylists, braiders, you name it. We're speaking to the industry as a whole. Are technically talented. They had a lot of skills, but some of them, I'm not going to say all, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to say some of them struggle with communication. They avoid difficult conversations, they hesitate to educate clients, and they stay silent when clarity is needed most. Let me repeat that. Many of them avoid the difficult conversations. Many, I said I wasn't going to say many, some. Some avoid difficult conversations. Some hate to educate their clients, or I shouldn't say hate. They hesitate to educate their clients. And they stay silent when clarity is needed most. And a lot of these conversations are things that are going on. Today, we're talking about confidence in communication and why your voice matters just as much as the clippers. Remember back in the beginning, let me see, I got my thing here. So the first episode, we talked about the consultation is the cut before the cut. And consultation is about communication. And it's needed. And like I shared with you all previously, even if I have a client that's been to me for years and years and years, and they still get the same cut, I always check in. So what are we getting today? That's a short form of the consultation. However, when I do have new clients, there is a consultation. There's a must. If there's a new style taking place, there's a consultation. But on a regular basis, my check-in is, so what we doing today? Are we doing the same thing as last time? It's just a way of checking in. But once again, we're talking about communication and why confidence in your communication matters just as much as those clippers. Let's see, we got some folks checking in. Hey, thank you for joining. I greatly appreciate it. Yah-Tay, I'm finally able to catch your podcast. Hey, thank you, Kay, for joining. I greatly appreciate it. Tonight, we're talking about client communication. Say what needs to be said and speak with confidence. And as I mentioned earlier, oftentimes barbers have, or stylists, or individuals within, we're going to say the a service industry. Not all of them, but some of them have problems or difficulties with conversations, the hard conversations. They hesitate to educate their clients. And that could be a number of reasons. Maybe they don't know, maybe they're unsure, maybe they just don't know about the product or whatever it is, and just aren't educated or well versed themselves, which is why they don't in turn educate their client. And they stay silent when clarity is needed most. That's the worst time to be silent. Kay says, no problem. I'm ready to learn. Oh, thank you. Hey, LaDosha, thank you. Peace and blessings. Thank you for tuning in. And I want to show you too. I have y'all set up on my calendar as well. See here, Afro Hair Science, and then on Thursdays, Afro Hair Science. I have it up. A reminder. Oftentimes I am, the last couple of times I've been doing consultations with my web designer. I'm revamping my both my websites, merging them, my Real Roots Apparel and my actual Yah-Tay the Barber Stylist site. They're being merged. So I had a consultation with my web designer last week, the first phase of it. So anywho, oftentimes I'm just listening. I may not be tuned in and conversating, but I'm in on it. LaDosha, yeah, I got y'all right here. And it's to, when you go in to set the reminder and it says to end it or a date to end, mine say never. All right, let's get into this. So as I mentioned, barbers are oftentimes technically talented. However, they struggle with communication. And this is very, very important in our industry, in any industry, but more specifically our industry, because that's what I'm talking about. So today, once again, we're talking about confidence in communication and why your voice matters. Not just with not gosh, I can't even think. Y'all, I've been working so much today. On Sundays, you try to get all your stuff done for the week and get prepared for the week. So look, let me tell y'all this before I get into it. I've been washing clothes, doing laundry. Washing clothes, refreshing my linen on my bed. What else I've done? I didn't cook. I meal prepped, so I still got some stuff left over. Oh, and I had some plants that I repotted. So yeah, there's one down there. Anywho, let me put this down. I have, I've done a few things and then I've been on the computer working. So y'all pardon my brain for a second. But nonetheless, confidence in communication. We got to have confidence in our communication so that we can talk to our clients, and it is very important. Kay says, I use Sundays to rest and prepare for the week ahead. Me too. I rested. I slept in a little bit, but I had to get up because I knew I had a list of things to do in preparation for this upcoming week. And I did iron my clothes for the week. That goes way back, y'all. I had a mama who made us get our clothes out for the week, and we had to show them to her what we were wearing, and we couldn't switch it up either, because once she looked at it and viewed it, that was it. Which brings me to, I want to shout out a happy 51st birthday to my sister Miko, the nurse. Um, she got a book coming out. Um, God, I forgot the name of it. Hold on, y'all. Let me shout that out. Hold on. Shout that out. She has a book that she's releasing. Um, it's on Amazon, From Surviving to Thriving. It's a 31-day devotional for Black women who are ready to heal, rebuild, and thrive. So that's on pre-order. And speaking of, I got to throw mine in there too. You can scan the QR code to get your copy of A Heritage of Hair, Living the Legacy of My Heritage. If you have it and you're in the local area, you can get your official seal for award-winning book. It's 3 awards. And I will autograph it. If you have it and you're not in the area, just DM me. We'll work out something where you can send it to me and I'll ship it back, signed and sealed, delivered. All right, so let's get into the point. Thank you. Happy birthday. Yes, she is 51 today. This is interesting. I have a lot of relatives and friends whose birthday is in August. So I have 2 cousins, Asia and my cousin BJ, who's no longer with us. My sister is the 11th. Actually, I got a cousin. My cousin's son is born this month too. And my grandmother's birthday, my mother's birthday will be the 25th. And then my mother's birthday, whom she would have been 73, her birthday is this Saturday coming, the 29th. So birthdays out the way. I got birthdays out the way. So let's get started with the first point. The first point is set expectations early when it comes down to communication. So let me put up this first one so you all can see this. Set expectations early. I'm trying to look at this from Instagram to make sure that it's viewing properly. Y'all hold up. All right, let's put that back up. So set expectations early. You want to set expectations early. Clear expectations prevent confusion later. So when you set the expectations early on, it prevents confusion later down the line. And if you, as the stylist, a barber, a braider, see that there's some confusion, you can tell facial expressions, body language, that there's a level of misunderstanding or confusion. You want to get that cleared up ASAP. All right. So setting the expectations early, it clear expectations prevents confusion. Communication should happen before what? The service starts, like with the consultation. But communication should start before the service starts. Second, the haircut changes direction. When the haircut begins to change direction, the client can get in the chair and say they want one thing. You prepare or you begin moving in that direction to execute what they've said, and then the haircut change. You need to stop at that point, get clarity again, so that you will get an understanding on what the expectations are. It can change. They do change their mind. So you want to be mindful of communicating, getting an understanding so that that haircut change can be done properly. and there's no misunderstanding there. The third thing with communication and what should happen before is if it doesn't, misunderstanding grows. So if you don't communicate, if you don't get clarity early on, uh, it won't prevent the confusion because you haven't decided to get clarity. There'll be misunderstanding, and the misunderstanding will continue to grow. So this is why you set the expectations early on, clear expectations, so that you can prevent the confusion. All right. Professional barbers, what professional barbers do, what are you looking for today? How short do you want your sides? Like this, ball, and if they say skin, you use another word that's similar to ensure that y'all are speaking the same thing and that you got understanding of what it is that they want. So clear now, no confusion later. What are you looking for? How short do you want the sides? And I have on my phone and Pinterest, I have different cuts, different styles to show them to get clarity and see if we're on the same page. So are there any photos or examples you like? Or have them show you photos of previous cuts or things that they're looking at so that you can help minimize the confusion. All right. So once again, professional barbers explain what's realistic, what's achievable, and what the client should expect. What's realistic for them is important because they can bring in a picture of one thing and you look at their head, their density, their facial features, and you have to render what's realistic. And not only that, but render your professional opinion about the look, about can it be achieved, which is the next point. What's achievable? Is their hair too short? You know, is it too long and they need to cut off some more to achieve the look that they're asking for? Are they willing to make those adjustments? These are things that you got to talk to them about. Right, LaDosha, works every time. What the client should expect. What they should expect. In setting the expectations early on, you'll be able to help them and clarify what it is they should expect with the end results. This is very important, y'all, because it can be a mess. Here, an example, if a client references a picture that doesn't match their texture or density, say it respectfully up front, not halfway through the cut. I let them know. I look at it and I look at them and I look at it and I look at them. And I'm very honest with them about if it's realistic, if it's achievable, and if it is realistic for them, and if it is achievable for them, what to expect during the end, or what they could expect or should expect on the back end of the cut or the style. And I go as far as in different phases of it, I check in with them, especially if it's a new client. I check in with them to ensure that we're on the same page. It may take a little bit more time, but it's worth it in the end, and it eliminates that confusion. Or, oh, I didn't say that, or I didn't mean that. This is not, no, you got some checkpoints in there, some points within the service where we checking and we making sure that you're good, or we're on the same page, or this is still what you want. Because you get over 75% done, it's too late to you locked in with that. We're gonna have to wait the next time if you want something else. I'm just saying. LaDosha says, especially with them AI photos. Thank you. I done seen some photos with braids And it's like, you got to point out to them, where's that braid connecting to? Can you see it? Anywho, yes, you have to be careful with AI. Um, I got to tell y'all this. So me and chat, and I haven't started with, I guess the other one, what is it, Claude? It's so many of them out there. Me and chat be going at it. I'm like, face lock me. Don't be fixing me how you want to fix me. Face lock me. Look, anywho, it's something. You got to check it. But it does says it's not always right. You got to check it. You got to check it. So I be checking, especially when it comes down to images. Like, I got to tell y'all this. So when I was preparing these images and getting assistance from my assistant, chat, um, it had a comb in the hand and it looked funny. I was like, remove that comb, please, because that don't look right. It looked like the comb was actually protruding out of the hand and not laying in the hand like I got this phone. I'm like, that is not right. That is not right. Anyway, so you want, if they have a picture to reference, an image, or whatever it is, have them show you. And if it doesn't match their hair texture, their density, or even the length, say it respectfully up front. Mention it up front, mention it right away, not halfway through the cut, halfway through the service if you're doing something other than a cut. Do some check-ins. That's all I say. Do some check-ins and it'll save you some time, a whole lot of time. All right. So the second point, I wanted to say too, once again, make sure that your communication, you started in the beginning. You set the expectations early on, and that your communication should happen before the service, when the haircut changes direction, or if they want a different style. I'm including that in too as well. If not, the misunderstanding will grow. Kay says, do you tell the client I can replicate portions of a photo? Actually, yes. And I had one. I actually posted it on my well, I didn't post a picture. Let me pull it up. I'll show it to y'all real quick. This actually just happened last week. So one of my clients sent me, my lock client sent me a picture. Let me rephrase it. He sent me a link to an image that he wanted. So it says, this is what I'm thinking about for Wednesday. He sent me this on a Thursday beforehand, and this is the link. So I'm going to tap in the link. That's the image, right? That's the image of the inspiration he wanted. His hair is very dense. He doesn't have as many locks as this individual does. Oh, let me pull it back up. He didn't have as many locks because his locks are a little bit bigger. I'm going to show it to you. But I'm glad you asked this, Kay. Perfect timing to share this scenario. So this was the style. This is what we did. This is what we end up doing. Let me pull it up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So let's get back. Let's get back. Y'all give me a second. Give me a second. So this is what we end up doing. Can you see it? That's what we end up doing. So we put it on a slant. You can see his hair is very thick. His locks are not as small as the image that he shared with me. So I talked to him about it. I explained to him why so that he'll have an understanding. And I said, what we'll do is do something similar, and we will cater it to your head shape and style. So with that, that's the front. And I'm going to show you the video. Here's the back of it. And what I did to get the crinkly look for him is I styled the top. I two-strand twisted the back, banded at the end, did my lock setting lotion on him, and let it dry. And then I took the two-strand loose in the back so he can have that crinkly look. And this is what we got. So that's the back. And you know what, y'all, give me a second. Let me send this to myself so that I can hold on. Let me send it to myself so I can pull it up here. Y'all give me a little second so I can pull it up. And thanks for asking about that. I'm going to pull it up really quick. Y'all give me a quick second to pull these images up so that I can show you. It'll be better to do it that way. Here we go. I got them. Hold on, y'all. Technology, huh? Technology. Let's see. All right. Okay, so hold on. Let me pull it in. Let's pull these images in. So this is one side. We're not magicians. Right, LaDosha? We are not magicians. Awesomeness. Thank you. Close to the photo your client provided. It is close, but it wasn't exact. So I used that as inspiration and did something a little different from him, for him. And another thing, what I do with my clients, depending on the style that they have, for example, if they get a style where they have a center part or they have parts in a certain direction, I always switch it up so they don't end up having a permanent part, okay? Unless they have locks and their locks are designed the way they are. So they're going to have them set up that way. But nonetheless, I always do something different. Except, let me take that back. I got this one client who has this phase where he wants his part on the side of his head here. So I do a drop ball fade on him and then give him a part. So what I've been doing with him, even though the part is in the same area, I may adjust the part up or down a quarter of an inch or so it's not going in the same position over and over. But nonetheless, y'all see that shape up too. We just talked about lineups and shape ups. It's the first thing that they see. Y'all see that shape up on him. But nonetheless, this is the front. We're going to remove that. This is the back. Let y'all see that. This is the back of that style. And once again, I took and I two-strand his hair. And then once it got dry, I removed him and let him sit under the dryer for the remainder of the time. And that's how he kind of got the crinkly look. No, ain't no kind of. That's how he got the crinkly look. So the last one here is just another angle so that you can see the style from the top of his head. So we put it on an angle, so it's similar in style. So we drew the inspiration from the image that he sent to me, and I gotta tell y'all, this is my client that he pay early, and he show up early, like early, but it's all good. I'm thankful for him. So, yeah. So let's get back to point number 2. Once again, point number 1 is set clear expectations. You want to set clear expectations with this. Point number 2 is educate without condescending or without being condescending. You want to educate without being condescending. Guide the client. Don't talk down to them. Please, 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 please do not talk down to them. Clients don't expect you to know everything. They expect you to help them understand. If I don't know, I'm going to tell them so. I don't know that. We'll get an answer. I'll forward that over to you once I get the information. So you want to educate them without being condescending. So in educating them, you guide the clients. You don't talk down to them. Clients don't expect you to know everything, but they do expect you to understand them. Remember, your tone matters. It really does matter, y'all. You listen first, understand their goals and their concerns. It reminds me of Stephen Covey, seek first to understand, then be understood. I forget which one that is, but it's one of the principles of highly effective leaders. Anywho, first you listen. You listen first, understand their goals and concern, and then explain clearly. Use simple language and give them the and give them the way behind your advice, the why behind your advice. Give them the why behind it. I always do. It makes a difference. Not only are you educating them, you're explaining whatever the process or the situation, the service, whatever it is, you're breaking it down for them. So not only do they understand, it also enhances their expectation as well. At least I think so. So it also builds trust. Offer guidance, not judgment. Okay? You want to offer guidance, not judgment, because it builds trust. Teach, don't talk down. Guide, don't judge. All right? Educate, evaluate. Educate without being condescending. That is so, so important. Your clients don't know. They're looking to you for the answers. They're looking to you for an explanation. So don't act like they should know and be condescending with them. Educate them. You are the professional. They are asking you because they see you and view you as the professional, and they think you have the answer. And if you don't, just let them know. Be honest with them and let them know you'll get back to them. You'll follow up with them. You'll find out what it is they need to know and do that. Whether you send it to them in a text, you pick up the phone and call, you email them, however you communicate with them, do that. All right? They don't expect you to know everything, but they do expect you to help them understand. And once again, remember, your tone matters. Just like you talking down to them matters. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And instead of that won't work, try, here's what I recommend based on your hair and maintenance, or based on your hair density and texture, based on your hair length, whatever it is. Offer them what you recommend based on whatever the situation or circumstance is. Don't say that won't work. I've heard it. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Well, why won't it work? Explain to them why it won't work. What is it? What are the challenges? What are the difficulties? Is it the hair length? Is it the density? Is it the texture? What is it? Explain it to them. Teach them. Don't talk down to them. Guide them. Don't judge them. They ain't going to judge you. You don't know. You don't know. Just get back to them. All right? Just get back to them. Amen. Be kind. I'm serious. Be kind to them. You won't hear the end of it. Education builds trust when it feels collaborative, not controlling. Remember that. Education builds trust, and that's what we want to do. We want to build trust with them. You want them to always respect your professional opinion, respect you as the professional. So in order to do that, you can't talk down to them. All right. Educate them. That builds trust. And like I said previously, it feels like collaboration, not controlling. You're not trying to control what they think. You're providing them with the education and the information to make an informed decision based on what y'all are discussing. All right. That's all I got to say about that. Educate without being condescending. Okay. So the third point and the final point is difficult conversations are part of professionalism. I know many people don't like to have, well, let me not say many. Some people don't like to have those difficult conversations, but those conversations are necessary. I got to tell y'all, in certain situations, I'm like that. I avoid it, but I look at it as, does it impact me? Uh, does it matter? You know, those types of things. But we're talking about this arena, being the professional that you are. You cannot avoid all difficult conversations or all hard conversations. You cannot avoid them. You shouldn't avoid them. So, point 3, let's remove that. Put up point 3. Point 3 here. Here's to point 3. Difficult conversations are part of professionalism. You gotta be able to problem solve. You gotta be able to deal with those difficult conversations. Conflict resolution. That's what it is. Difficult conversations. Avoiding conversations create bigger problems. So when you avoid the conversation, the difficult conversation, you start to create problems for down the line. Here's why. Sometimes you'll need to address damage. Sometimes you'll need to address lateness. Because if you don't, guess what? They're going to think it's okay, and they're going to continue to be late because you ain't said nothing about it. Lateness, unrealistic expectations. If you don't address the unrealistic expectations and try to perform, or you've the person that has been performing those unrealistic expectations, you just setting up bigger problems, or setting up to have bigger problems. You have to deal with the unrealistic expectations. But again, you build trust by confronting it up, putting it, having the conversation up front, being honest with them about it. You know, just being honest with them. Being honest, not disrespectful, but being honest with them about what it is that they can and cannot get. So unrealistic expectations, sometimes you'll have to address that. Hygiene concerns, you're going to have to address that. Well, you don't have to, but you should. Or you could. I'll just say that. Service limitations, this is a big one. You got to address those. Service limitations. Take, for instance, for me, I've had clients ask about silk press in Relaxers, I don't do that. Permanent waves, I don't do that. I don't do none of that. If it's not locks, braids, twists, flat twists, comb coils, anything as it relates to natural hair from that vantage points, and even some extensions, I don't do none of that other stuff. I refer you to where you can get it done. However, uh, Yah-Tay don't do that. Yah-Tay the barber, the stylist, as Will said, the barber, the stylist, uh, certain things I just don't do. And I'm okay with that. So they know my service limitations, whether it's my clients or prospective clients, or individuals who are looking to me for looking to have service done by me. When they let me know what it is that they want, if I do it, we set it up. If I don't, I let them know that, and I will refer them if I know of someone who does what they want done. All right, that's the best I can give them. So say what needs to be said. Point number 3, difficult conversations are part of professionalism. You're going to have them. You need to deal with them, and you need not avoid them, because when you avoid them, they create bigger problems. Let me tell you, they create bigger problems. Sometimes you'll need to address certain things. And I've listed some. I'm going to go back through them again, but they're not all inclusive. So damage, if there's damage, if something has happened, something has gone wrong. Lateness, that's a big one, because it interferes with your schedule. And not only does it interfere with your schedule, if you don't address the lateness, then they're going to continue to do it. And if with you not saying anything, they're going to assume that it's okay because you ain't said nothing about it. Unrealistic expectations. This is yet another one. And yes, I'm repeating it. Unrealistic expectations have to be dealt with, because if you don't, it's going to create a bigger problem. And if you are performing those unrealistic expectations, you're going to paint yourself or cut yourself into a corner, or braid yourself into a corner, or style yourself into a corner sooner or later with those unrealistic expectations. Hygiene concerns, they should be addressed. And then again, service limitations. If you can't do it, let them know you can't do it. All right? Let them know. What T.I. say? Let them know. Y'all better let them know. Let them know you can't do it. Let them know. Professionalism means handling uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly. Once again, difficult conversations are part of professionalism, and professionalism means handling uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly. Real talk builds real trust. Difficult conversations, better outcomes. When you address those difficult conversations, you begin to have better outcomes. When you avoid those difficult conversations, what you are starting to do is create bigger problems. That's all I'm going to say about that. Have the difficult conversations. We do have them. It's part of professionalism, and professionals handle uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly. All right. Now, that is the third point. I'm going to do a quick recap. So the first point we dealt with, set expectations early. This is important. Clear expectations prevent confusion later. Point number 2, educate without, I'm going to say, being condescending. Educate without condescendingness. Guide the client, don't talk down to them. And the third point is difficult conversations are part of professionalism. And guess what? Avoiding those conversations create bigger problems down the line. And once again, professionals handle handle uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly. So the longer you avoid saying something important, the harder it becomes later. So don't avoid it, because if you do, it's going to become harder later. Deal with it early on so you don't have to deal with it later on. All right. All right, let's do some real talk points here. Kay says, I'm surprised barbers will have to deal with hygiene issues from clients. I always wash my hair before going to the barber when I kept it low. Well, yeah, not just hair hygiene, some other hygiene. Thankfully for my clients, because I've educated them along the process, they know. I have this one client that, well, actually, a couple of them, that I take their braids down for them because they tangle their hair up. It's way too long, and they tangle it up, and they just make it difficult. I'll say that. By me taking it down, that prevented breakage, them snatching their hair out, because they were. Yeah. So I have a few where I take them down. I have a few where they leave the braids in longer than they should, but it has a lot to do with their schedule. And even with that, I've shared with them how to shampoo it and maintain it in between, and draw it up again so it looks fairly decent. But they're pretty good at taking care of it. It's just depending on their schedule and being able to get back to me because of their work schedule. That's how we've decided to work it out. So, but nonetheless, barbers do deal with it. Some of them address it, some of them don't. Uh, I definitely talk to my younger clients, especially my school age children and young adults. I speak to them about it early on, because I want to get them in the mindset of having a good, not only hygiene for themselves, but hair hygiene, and why it's important, especially my young men. I don't know why some young men think that they ain't got to comb it, shampoo it, just do nothing to it. But I communicate with them too on it. And like I said, it's important that I talk with my young people early on so they get in the habit and the mindset of having good hair hygiene. So when they get to become young adults or adults, they already know what time it is. That's just me educating them on it. Kay say, oh, I got you. Ladosha says, I'm the exact same way. Yes, ma'am. I start with them young, and I talk to them all the time. I tell them why it's important, and not just for little girls, little boys too. And I talk to them about the next phase when you get in middle school and when you get in high school and when you start, liking the girls and dating and doing all of these things. You want to make sure not only your hygiene is up to par, but your hair hygiene is up to par too. Kay says, yes, I get on my son all the time about hygiene. He's 16. I don't know what it is with the boys, but some girls tend not to have challenges with hygiene or hair hygiene as well. But them boys, yes, yes. Ladosha says, we call them sister or brother salons. Barbershop honestly equals credibility. Yes, yes. Honesty equals credibility. Yes, boys. Kate, excuse me. Let me get a drink off of that one. Hold on. I don't know why I don't know why, but it's always the boys and some men. I'm going to say that too. But I can safely say my clients know, except for the few with those extenuating circumstances. They still know how to take care of their hair in between the long periods of times of getting to me. So, but I take care of them. They get educated and they know. We have those hard conversations. Let me tell you, we have them. I have them early on so that I don't create a bigger problem down the line, or they're not creating a bigger problem down the line. So let's get into these real talk moments here. I want to share those with you all. So real talk. Silence create confusion. Clients trust honesty more than fake confidence. LaDosha said it. Honesty, 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 honesty. It creates clients trust honesty more than fake confidence. Don't pump their head up. Don't fake them out. Just be honest with them. Communication is leadership. Communication is leadership. Communication is professionalism. And professionals handle the uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly, okay? Your tone can either calm the service or compliment it. So your tone matters. It matters. It's either gonna calm the service or it's gonna complicate it more and cause confusion. Don't talk down to your clients. Talk to your clients. Okay. And lastly, saying the right thing early prevents problems later. So if you're upfront with them about them unrealistic expectations, you're going to prevent problems down the line. If you're upfront with them about what's achievable, then you're going to prevent those problems down the line. And also, what the client should expect. If you let them know what they should expect, guess what? You'll prevent those hard conversations down the line too. So once again, real talk, silence creates confusion. Clients trust honesty more than fake confidence. So don't be pumping them up. Don't be blowing them up. Give them honesty, okay? Communication is leadership. Communication is professionalism. All right. And remember, professionals have those hard conversations. Okay. And they do it with respect. They do it with clarity. And then your tone. Once again, your tone can either calm the service or complicate it. Sometimes you might have to be a little stern, but you can be stern and calm at the same time as to not create complications or confusion with that. All right. Saying the right thing early on prevents problems. Say it, say it, say it. Be honest. Be open. Let them know what's realistic. Let them know what's achievable. And let them know what they can expect. Okay? But be honest with them. Say the right thing early on, and then you can prevent the problems later. Say it early, say it clear, say it like the professional that you are. Okay? Good communication builds great client expectations. Remember that. Good communication builds great client expectations. All right. Or experiences it. The things say experience. Great communication builds great client experiences and expectations. That's all I have, y'all, for tonight's segment, episode 87, which is video number 9 of 11 of our Think Like a Barber series, Foundation Focused Execution. where skill meets structure and structure builds professionalism. So here, the best barbers know how to communicate, not just cut. The best stylists know how to communicate and not just style hair. And the best braiders know how to communicate and not just braid hair. So let me see. Kay says, thank you. No problem. That situation. I'm telling you, LaDosha. Ooh, thank you all too. I appreciate it. But the best barbers, the best stylists, the best braiders, whoever you, the best cutter, whatever you call yourself, know how to communicate, not just cut, not just style, not just braid. Your voice sets the tone behind the chair. Your confidence creates trust, and your professionalism create retention. So along with the tone behind the chair and the confidence which creates trust, your professionalism is going to create that retention. That's how you're going to maintain your clients or retain your clients, by the tone you use, the confidence, your trust, and you taking care of them. So set the expectations early on, educate without being condescending, and have those difficult conversations. Why? Because it's part of professionalism. And professionals, okay, professionals, our professional barbers, stylists, and braiders handle those uncomfortable conversations respectfully and clearly. Say what needs to be said with clarity and respect. That's all I'm going to say. Have the difficult conversation, say what needs to be said, say it with clarity and respect, because if you don't, you're going to create problems later. Good communication builds trust. Um, Good communication builds great client experiences, and it also levels up their expectations. So let them know what's realistic. Let them know what's achievable and what they should expect. That's all I got. Say what you mean what you say, as our parents would say. No, but say what needs to be said with clarity and respect. That's all I have. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe. If you're interested in viewing the rest of the videos as part of this Think Like a Barber series, Foundation, Focus, and Execution, there is a playlist that's put together. It's entitled Think Like a Barber. Share it. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe. Thank you, LaDosha. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kay, for tuning in. Not combing hair remains an come on. You know what I have to tell my clients? Look, I know my hair look like it's not combed, but I comb it and still, I won't say every night. I comb through it, two-strand twisted, because that's my set. I two-strand twist it down and tie it in a Bantu knot, and I get up and I finger it, take my pick, lift it up so you don't see those parts, and then take my sponge and sponge it so that I can get more of that definition in my head. But anywho, what you say, add it to my schedule, Sundays with Yah-Tay. Thank you, Kay. It's every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me put that up. Remove this out of the studio real quick. I have it. Let me find it. Y'all give me a second. Desktop. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I have a, here we go. I think this one, this is just the cover. That should be it. Hold on, it didn't come up. There we go. Did it come out? There it go. There it go. So it's every Sunday, EPM. Female Barber Talk with Yah-Tay is Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the Fade and Flow Show with Brandy and myself. That's every first Sunday. And also, Regina Miller and myself every fourth Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the Salon and Barber Industry Talk with myself, Yah-Tay, and Regina Miller of Regina Miller. What is it? What Regina? Y'all check it out. We'll be on this Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Anywho, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Remember, say what needs to be said with clarity and respect. That's all I got. Say what needs to be said with clarity and respect. Enjoy. Until next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Female Barber Talk every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been episode 87, Client Communication. Say what needs to be said. Speak with confidence. This is how you speak with confidence. You set the expectations early. You educate without being condescending. And you have those difficult conversations. Real talk. Silence creates confusion. Clients trust honesty more than fake confidence. So don't be blowing their head up and boosting them up. Communication is leadership. Communication is professionalism. Your tone can either calm the service or complicate the service. So mind your tone. You might have to be a little stern, but you can still be stern and calm. So mind your tone and say the right thing. Saying the right thing prevents problems later. So handle those difficult conversations so you can prevent the problems down the line. That's all I got. Enjoy. Share this video. Somebody needs to hear this because we got to have those challenging conversations. It's part of being a professional, and professionals deal with difficult conversations. That's all I say. Say what needs to be said, when it needs to be said, and just do it respectfully with clarity. All right, I'm out, y'all. See you later.
Naturals.